Thank you, Dr. Nerschel. Thank you very much. Thank you for this great honor, and thank you particularly for not singing My Humps by Fergie when you sang it. Maybe we can get you back up here, though. It's a great honor to be here today to celebrate this graduation of the greatest class in Roger Williams history. I read that there's a fantastic article in the paper today about one of your own, Jeffrey Delgado. So I thought that was really beautiful, and I have every intention of reading it after the commencement. But congratulations, Jeffrey. Another guy that may be worth mentioning is Brendan Doherty, who was your your superintendent of security over here for a long time. And Brendan, as you may know, just graduated too. He became the colonel of the State Police of Rhode Island. So that's a pretty big move up for one of.
That's a sideways move.
That's sideways. I sat next to him at dinner last night, and I negotiated a deal where every one of you has one get-out-of-jail card free. Peter?
I'm going to tell you right up front, we're going to be brief. We're going to get on with this thing. So, yeah. This isn't going to go a long time, so everybody's going to be warm shortly. You know, it's kind of traditional in these things to get up there and give some sort of advice about how to live your life and that kind of thing. And, you know, Maria Shriver actually wrote a book about, you know, I wish I knew then what I know now kind of thing. And we're trying to come up with some chestnuts for you. We realize they've pretty much all been said, but we did come up with a couple. And these are important things. It seems like common sense, but seriously, don't ever rob a bank. No, I'm dead serious.
Ever.
Don't even be an accessory, like driving the car. And because now, you know, it's not like the old days. Now, there's not just cameras in the bank. You know, you'll be cutting the money up in a parking lot somewhere, and you're on camera. So be very cautious of that. Don't rob banks.
Was that it? Or we had.
If you're ever taking a long drive, you know, you do in your youth a lot, like maybe to Florida or cross country. And occasionally you'll be, you know, your friends are sleeping and you're buzzing along and you get this moment where you're really exhausted and you think, I'm going to shut my eyes just for a couple seconds. Don't. Open the window and stick your head out. Or go like, yeah. Even if you wake up the other people. Seriously.
You know the new bottles they have this new vodka and they say it burns clean and it doesn't give you a hangover and it's, you know, it's a new and improved. But don't drink the whole bottle. Don't do it.
You'll get a massive hangover. Seriously. It's a bunch of baloney. If you get one of those big gallon things and you sit there and drink it, you'll feel it. You will. You will feel it the next day, and it doesn't matter how clean it is.
Don't marry Anne Hesh, right?
Yeah. If you ever find yourself in a situation where you could be marrying Anne Hesh, go slow. Go slow. She's a loony. I mean, she's actually crazy. But for a month or two, she may not seem it, but she's nuts. Before we go any further, we'd actually like to quickly acknowledge anybody in the class, you know, the real achievers, anybody who is graduating here with a 3.0 or above. Would you please stand? I want to give these people a hand. All the 3.0 or above people. That's quite a thing. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey. Down. Get down.
I wanted to give them a big hand because that's all we're going to talk about them from this point forward. Because really, we thought about this long and hard, and the people who could get the most out of hearing from us are the people who, like us, graduated with 2.0.
Did you even have a 2.0?
I had to have a 2.0.
I thought it was 1.996. They rounded up.
No, they
gave you the lowest score in Providence College history.
Right. I actually did have a 2.0. That's the truth. And I had a 1.989, something like that, the last week, and I had to ask for a D plus instead of a D, and it got me to 2.0. And I talked to you people because honestly, I remember that day graduating, and I had a 2.0. My degree was in accounting. And I came out of there and I felt like, there's a sense you're 21, 22, 23 years old and you're feeling like, okay, you're kind of done, if you're graduating with a 2.0 with schooling forever. And, I'm sure the 3.0s, there's some, people going to law school, business school, that kind of thing. But for the rest of you, there's this sense of like, I had this sense of kind of missing the boat. Like, I thought like, oh boy, maybe I should have tried harder.
Maybe you shouldn't have taken accounting.
Yeah. And what I'm telling you is you people have the greatest, you have given a gift that you have no idea. It is such a great gift. You have nothing to lose. And you think I'm joking. About 5 years ago, we were doing a premiere of one of our movies, and a friend of mine who I went to high school with, I went to the LaSalle Academy in Providence, and a guy I went to high school with who was straight A student, and he was captain of the hockey team. He went to Yale, and he graduated straight A's from Yale, and he was on a track. And he came up to me at this premiere, and he says, "You're so lucky. You're so lucky that you had that opportunity to fail because."
And we took advantage of it. We really
did. He said from that point when he's at Yale and he was on a track and he got out of Yale and he went into banking or got his MBA and there was he couldn't just stop and say, you know what, I want to try, writing or something crazy. People would have said, no, you're doing great. Just stay on the track. Keep going. And he did, and he's done well. But he has a sense that he never really went out there and got off that track and took a chance. Was able to be in a position where you could take a chance. And when you're in a position that you guys are in, the 2.0s, you can shoot for the moon. You could go for anything, and that's what we did. We were in our mid-20s, and we had no clue what we were going to do. Nothing. I remember when I graduated, my father said, "So what are you going to do, Pete?" And I don't know. He says, "Come on." He says, "I was in first grade, and I knew I wanted to be a doctor." He said, "You're 22. You don't know?" No. No, I don't really know. And it was really not until my mid-20s where, Bobby and I were talking, and we were both floundering in some sort of business or other. And we thought, what can we really do? What do we like to do? And they're like, well, I like going to movies.
Movies are good.
And we thought, why don't we write a movie?